Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
When my son went into youth group as he entered 6th grade, he was only 10 years old, and a rather small 10-year-old at that. But he provided the perfect illustration when his youth minister taught on 1 Samuel 17, the story of David and Goliath, especially since my son's name is David, and one of his youth teachers was one of those large 6-foot-something guys who tower above normal-sized men. Plus, that guy had a big beard, huge muscles, and can look pretty menacing when he puts his mind to it. We don't know how old David of the Bible was when he confronted Goliath, but most likely too young to go to battle. Since only 3 out of the 8 sons of Jesse went to war, and David was the youngest, he might have been quite young, probably a teenager. But he was old enough for his father to entrust him with the sheep, and with this important errand of bringing food to his brothers. When David arrived on the scene, he saw what had been going on for 40 days, morning and evening. I imagine David chatting with his brothers when suddenly all the soldiers around them started running to find a place to hide. One of his brothers grabbed David and pulled him behind a rock. Then he heard the thunderous, arrogant voice of Goliath, laughing at their panic, taunting them and their God. Instead of fear, David felt anger. How dare this uncircumcised heathen come out here and badmouth Israel and their God? Who does he think he is? This is the living God he's going up against here, not some wooden idol that can't protect itself and its people. And why are all these soldiers afraid? Why didn't they stand up and fight? So instead of cowering behind something with his brothers and other soldiers, David boldly said, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine, that he should defy the armies of the living God?" When they brought him before Saul, he announced, "Let no man's heart fail because of him. Your servant will go and fight with this Philistine." Why was David's perspective on Goliath so different from every other Israelite on the battlefield? Because he knew God personally. He knew that Goliath wasn't going up against whatever Israelite had the guts to meet him in combat. He had defied God with his arrogant words. Therefore, the Israelite confronting him would be doing it as God's representative, God's weapon, so to speak. The same applies to anyone who threatens God's children or His church. So if we could see circumstances and people from that perspective, with spiritual eyes as David did, we could approach our Goliaths boldly, without fear. Then our faith could grow as we see God take down our enemies through us and other circumstances. But like David, we need to take that step to side with the Lord instead of hiding like the rest of the soldiers did that day. In what situation does God want you to get up from behind your rock and stand boldly for Him?
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through His Word. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thank you for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.